we don't know no time with them if you feel it.
It's a blessed Monday. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, PT Martinique. I missed you all over the weekend. I have to admit, I missed my viewers and listeners, the folks always with me. Good morning, everybody. Hope the weekend was good. How was Father's Day? Hope everybody had a celebratory one. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Sahara dust trying to throw us down, but we are here and we are in the land of the living. Let's give thanks and praises for that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, PT Martinique. Thank you so much for tuning in to Good Morning Grenada. Those of you joining us on the GBN Television Facebook page, those of you on the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, those of you watching on GBN channel 7, 11 and 20, and those of you listening on Classic 105.5, 105.9, Hot 98.5, 98.7. Good Monday. It's a good day to have a good day. All right, not much time, so let's get right into it. Good morning to all our regional listeners and our viewers. Good morning to our international listeners and viewers. Good morning, whichever part of the world you are. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Hope you will have a good day. Hope you are having a good day. Hope you have had a good day. Yep, that covers everybody. All right, let's see this morning's word of the day: lassitude. 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 It's a noun which means weariness of body or mind from strain or oppressive climate. The primary meaning of lassitude is weariness of mind or body, but lassitude has a second meaning: indolent indifference. The immediate source of the English word is Middle French lassitude, which, as in English, may be pleasant or unpleasant fatigue. It entered the Old English in the 16th century. This morning's word of the day: lassitude. Lassitude. It's a noun which means weariness of body or mind from strain or oppressive climate. An example of the use of the word: heavy lassitude settled upon me as I walked away from Peter. Another example of the use of the word: it occurred to me as I ate another astringent chip that this lassitude, the trouble focusing, the sleep difficulties, my exhaustion. Word of the day this morning: lassitude. Lassitude, a noun which means weariness of body or mind from strain, oppressive climate. And as you start this brand new week here, the final full week of June. Ooh, June done, boy. Hey, it just occurred to me, 1 more week and a half to go. All right, as you start this final full week of June, the thought today: it's Monday. It's the start of a new week. God is doing new things, new doors, new breaks. Prepare your mind for blessings. Enlarge your vision. It's Monday. It's the start of a new week. God is doing new things, new doors, new breaks. Prepare your mind for blessings, enlarging your vision. I don't think I need to explain this one. It speaks for itself. Just look forward to a new week with new blessings. God is in our favor. So let's open our minds, our hearts, our hands to all the blessings that He will bestow upon us over the next 7 days at least, because we're thinking about the new week. So let's think about the blessings that would come along with it. Let me see if I can get into just one thing I would highlight of what today is, because I'm excited. Today, it is Kissing Day. Kissing Day. Kissing Day on June 22nd is all about showing your love and improving your health. That's right, kissing is actually good for you. It relieves stress, burns calories, and benefits your immunity. With so many perks, we can't imagine why anyone wouldn't want to celebrate. So pucker up. It's Kissing Day. Disclaimer: we are still in COVIDious time. Don't just go kissing any and everybody you see today, okay? Be selective in your kissing, but it's Kissing Day nevertheless. Hubby, when I reach home is mass. You won't have breeze when I reach home. All right, let's see. It's time to get ready for the news. Just before we go, actually, over the weekend, some sad news hit us here. A stalwart in the nursing profession as well as the trade union movement passed away yesterday morning. Miss Loretta Clarkson, she has served for over 30 years in the nursing profession and has also advocated for improvements in working conditions for nursing. She has been credited with being the person that advocated for the biggest salary increase for public servants, and she passed away yesterday. On behalf of all of us here at the Grenada Broadcasting Network, would like to extend condolences to all who will mourn her death. And finally, as I said earlier, Saharan dust is very much present. Those of you with respiratory illnesses, sinuses like myself, please be careful. It's another reason for us to wear our masks in public. It is very dense. It is very thick. I understand it's mostly to the south of the island, but no matter where you go, there should still be a little bit of dust. So please be careful as you go about your Monday. Wear your mask, maybe even a wet cloth if you need to, because it would be a cocoonious few days with the dust. I believe it would be in our atmosphere for most, if not all, of this week. So please be careful. Looking out for all my sinus brothers and sisters. All right, let's get ready for the news. It's a brand new week here in the Isle of Spice. Let's get it started. Stick and stay. Good morning, Grenada. Classic, Hot, and the GBN. We'll be right back. We happy.
My life is happy. I'll be
We begin the week in review with news that Grenada is now COVID-free. So says Minister for Health Nicholas Steele. In a press briefing via Zoom earlier this week, the minister said the last case of the coronavirus on the island has recovered. The details in this report.
Minister for Health Nicholas Steele declared Grenada COVID-free on Thursday. He also confirmed that no returnee has tested positive for the virus. However, he explained that 8 cruise workers who recently returned to the country on the MS Marina have tested positive on the rapid tests but have not tested positive for COVID-19.
I didn't say 6, it's 8. Whoever asked the question had said 6. It's 8 individuals that tested positive on the rapid test. Now, to date, yes, they were immediately tested for PCR, so that's the more accurate test, and all have been cleared. The reason that we continue the quarantine and observation of all the individuals that came off the cruise ship and all the individuals that are coming on the flight is that they will be tested again and again during that period.
The minister warns that although health officials have not recorded any new cases at this time, there is a possibility that a positive case may surface.
Similarly, with COVID, we recognize that, and that is why there is the quarantine period. That is why there is testing on entry to Grenada. And those 8 individuals were tested PCR and they were cleared, but they're still kept in quarantine and will be tested again. So as of today, we can say still we have 0 cases of COVID-19 in Grenada. We have people in quarantine that we will continue to test. So there is a possibility that 1 or 2 or so, God forbid though, but some of those individuals who are in quarantine may test positive for COVID-19, and we would have to say that we have 1 case in quarantine.
1 person tested positive in a prior batch, but has since been cleared of the virus and reunited with family. So far, a total of 234 cruise passengers are safe home in Grenada. All have spent their 14 days in quarantine and released, except the last batch that came in on Monday. The next batch of 36 is expected here around June 30th. Christelina John, GBN News.
Plans to reopen the Morris Bishop International Airport by a specific date. The question is being asked following reports that regional leaders are being threatened by international airlines. It's being said in some quarters that failure to resume operations could result in some of these airports being excluded from rotation until November. Christelina John has been following this development and has this report.
Without directly addressing the accusation that government bowed to pressures from international airlines to reopen the country's airport to commercial flights, Foreign Affairs Minister Peter David, speaking on GBN's To The Point program, says in reality the country's borders cannot remain on lockdown forever.
It's a difficult balance. If all of the region opens up, and you look at Antigua's already opened up, Barbados is opened up, St. Vincent is opened up, all of these countries are opening up, then it will be foolhardy of us to believe that we can remain, isolated from the rest of the world. So we have to face the reality that even if we just open up regionally, it's really an international open up. So what we are doing is collaborating with our regional partners to ensure that all of us have these protocols so that Barbados is safe and St. Vincent is safe and Antigua is safe and St. Lucia is safe. Because if all of them open up and then we have Liat and other regional airlines flying through Grenada, it's not just passengers from Barbados and so we're getting passengers out of the United Kingdom and other hotspots. Now,
and as preparations are being made for the reopening of the MBIA, Minister David confirmed that both regional and international commercial passenger flights will be facilitated. With COVID-19 still an imminent threat, the minister was asked about plans to facilitate the heavy traffic of passengers.
Coming up, after July 1st, it is nearly impossible to ensure that they test before they come because we do not have control of the flights. People are coming from all over the world. The airlines are not able to ensure that. So we will not be able to test before they leave their point of departure. So when they get here, we have to test them. If you tested negative, for the 2 to 4 days, you are quarantined in a place where you are not circulating with people. If after those 2 to 4 days, you test negative again, then you can go home where you will be kept for 14 days with limited circulation. You can go to your home. We will monitor you at home. We will ensure that you do the right thing.
Concerns are also being expressed about passengers bearing the cost of quarantine.
We have in the United States now, our embassies are ensuring that persons decide where they want to, which of the facilities they would like. Their facilities with hotels if they want. They can go to a hotel that's been used. Everybody knows that True Blue Bear has been used. Other hotels have been used. Other facilities have been used. There are middle facilities where they can go. The cost varies depending on the facility. They will be given the list of places where they can be quarantined for the 2 to 4 days, and they will choose where they want to quarantine. And yes, they will bear the cost of the quarantine. They will bear the cost of the testing. There will be no cost to the taxpayer in this period.
Christina John, GBN News.
Meanwhile, Minister for Tourism Dr. Clarice Modeste-Kerwin says the decision to resume commercial travel was done at the CARICOM level. However, she says individual countries will have the last say.
The CARICOM heads had met and they had agreed to collectively determine when it's a good time to open borders. Since then, I presume you may know that some of the islands have gone ahead and opened. We did not think we were ready yet, and therefore we decided to hold back a bit. So the decision finally rests with every individual, but there was that. I also want to say that we have had discussions with 2 different offers from airlines to look at inter-Caribbean travel, which we think is the best thing to do. It's the safest when you look at the numbers of cases in our country.
Minister Modeste-Kerwin is urging local hoteliers to shift some of their focus to staycation, which caters to local guests.
This staycation is going to, it has started. A few hotels have used some initiatives. It will take off even more, hopefully, for the next week or 2. We believe that that would give persons, workers and so on, opportunity to get acclimatized, get accustomed to treating people in a great way, but differently to what we're used to. And we're still pursuing the regional. Maybe that is the way we are going to go. We're discussing that, as Minister Steele said. And we believe it's the best way to go. But everybody may not necessarily follow that kind of policy.
34-year-old Jamel Young of Nonpareil St. Mark and 36-year-old Ronald Fletcher of Munich St. Andrew, jointly charged with the 2012 death of Emilio Nelson, appeared at the Guave Magistrates Court. Fletcher also faces additional charges of arson, burglary, and robbery with violence. Christina John was at the court and had this report.
I've prayed for 8 years, asking God, when would there be justice? My nephew was like the godfather in that village. They loan his money, he has 7 acres of land, they eat. When I say you're letting them, he said they need it. They come and borrow from him. He give them food, he just leave it to them. And he died a gruesome death.
78-year-old Emilio Nelson of Nonpareil St. Mark was found murdered on November 30th, 2012. His aunt, who did not wish to show her face on camera, painfully recalls the day her nephew's body was discovered. She says Emilio was kind to the villagers where he lived. Looking at the 2 young men, she says she feels broken. She sounded a warning to parents, especially mothers.
To thank God for answered prayers. I remember on that day when I went to his house and I saw my nephew being tied to the back of his van. How hurt I was. And I want to speak to mothers who encourage their children to do wrong. And they know it's wrong and do nothing about it. The nation, the mothers have something to face with in this nation. It is like another virus. When they call us to come and identify the body, my sister identified the body by his fingers. He was martyred everywhere. And this does not reside well with God.
Another aunt of the deceased spoke out as the 2 accused made their first court appearance at the Guave Magistrates Court on Tuesday.
For 8 years, justice has begun, and I must compliment the police force in Grenada for having worked on it so it can come to today. And we just hope that we will continue to see justice. And from this, young people will learn the best thing to do in life, because someday, it will catch up with you.
This advice she sends to young people in Grenada.
To all young people of Grenada, I'm talking to them on the behalf of my nephew. Always do the right thing. You will receive the reward. And if you do the wrong things, the day will come, like today. I pray for all of them, and I pray for the parents of these children. And I pray for them too, that they may find a brighter side in life, and not what has happened to them today.
Representing one of the accused, Jamel Young, was attorney Ali Gill, while Ronald Fletcher retained the service of attorney at law Derek Sylvester, who was not present at today's hearing. The 2 were remanded to Her Majesty's prison. Fletcher will make his next court appearance on June 23rd at the Grenville Magistrates Court to answer to a charge of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Christina John, GBN News.
Jamel Young and Ronald Fletcher will both return to court on June 30th on non-capital charges. The COVID-19 pandemic has compelled members of the business community to use more innovative ideas to stay afloat. Media houses were not immune to its effects, as they too had to adapt to the changes brought about by the virus.
Depending heavily on technology as a means of not only educating the masses on the global pandemic, but also a means of income, the Grenada Broadcasting Network was placed at an intersection where it was both at an advantage and disadvantage between balancing its duty to the country to keep it informed and its operations as a business. According to Janelle McDonald, supervisor at the Marketing and Sales Department, the pandemic created a bittersweet state of affairs for the company.
Interestingly, it has placed us in a unique position. We saw many businesses closing as they dealt with the impacts of COVID-19 in Grenada and across the region, across the world, essentially. But for the media, you have an important role to play. You're responsible for providing entertainment, information. And at the GBN, we are happy that we did that. We were able to carry all the press conferences, all the live updates. We were able to stay abreast of everything that was happening and keep all our audiences on radio, on TV, and on social media informed, despite the fact that we were facing our own challenges. Media houses, by and large, depend on advertising to survive. And with the impacts of COVID-19, businesses were closing and people were just canceling advertising. So you have a unique position in that you have a responsibility. And like I said, we're happy that we were able to meet that responsibility, providing timely information to all our audiences on the various platforms, while dealing with the impacts ourselves.
McDonald says, among other positive results, the pandemic created an easier avenue for islands to connect, share necessary information, and in turn, boost inter-island relationships.
The pandemic has provided many opportunities for synergies as well. So as you know, GBN is part of the One Caribbean Media Network, and we were able to utilize the strength of the network in our programming. You would see some cross-programming from Trinidad, from Barbados. We have content from St. Lucia. So, you know, our islands were very similar. We're separated by water, yes, but a lot of the challenges, a lot of the opportunities are almost the same. So we were hoping that Grenada can benefit from our neighbors, and at the GBN we are happy we were able to provide that platform, which we utilize at a greater frequency due to COVID-19.
The GBN used its platform to remedy the displacement of students from schools during the quarantine period.
In March, GBN, in consultation with teachers, and so we saw the need to address or provide some support for the Ministry of Education. When schools were out and teachers were challenged in reaching some of their students, the GBN created the homeschool program. It was well received. We got hundreds and thousands of calls and messages from the student population, so we know they were actively engaged. And that's one of the things we are very proud of here at the GBN, that we were able to reach them at a time when they weren't as au fait with the online platforms, as some of them probably are now. So we were happy to fill that void then. And that is part of our social responsibility. That was one of the initiatives that we successfully carried out.
The effects of the pandemic continue to be felt, and more businesses are looking at ways to maximize their outputs under the new circumstances.
Back. Milestones in education will be celebrated this year, but not in the traditional pomp and ceremony seen on graduation day. As we hear in this Repair report, the format will change due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Students scheduled to graduate for the year 2020 will not be able to have a traditional send-off ceremony between now and the end of August 2020. The decision was made by the Ministry of Education with guidance from the Ministry of Health due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Rather, schools can choose to have a deferred ceremony anytime in the upcoming academic year. Minister for Education Emmeline Pear explains that if any school requests their graduation before August, the ceremony will have to be done virtually.
And in that virtual option, you can do a live stream of the graduation. So you can have your graduation hall, and you can have your key people who participate in the program, so your guest speaker, your valedictorian, your principal, your school manager, the person doing the welcome, up to 20 people. You can facilitate those persons, maybe somebody for a very special award, something like that. You can accommodate up to 20 persons.
Schools that choose to video stream their ceremony will do so via the Ministry of Education's Zoom platform, and as such should apply to the ministry at least 2 weeks before the scheduled date. There must be a written commitment to adhere to the existing COVID-19 guidelines and protocols. And as the school year closes, Minister Pear also spoke of her ministry's decision to have school issue electronic academic reports rather than copies.
So the decision is that schools will proceed to provide report books electronically, meaning that the same information that is normally in your regular report book in the same or similar format, you're going to have that, but it's just that it would be a single page as opposed to a book in most cases. And that would be provided. Class teachers will make arrangement to forward those as they normally do other information to their parents. Now, if a parent really cannot access that electronically and does not want to wait for the new term, those persons are to communicate with the principal, and a special arrangement can be made between the principal and the parents so that that report book can be prepared and collected.
Parents who have no access to the internet should contact the principal of the school to make alternative arrangements. For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
As the hurricane season is underway, the Met Office at the Maurice Bishop International Airport has taken on a new way of disseminating information. Relaying weather information to the public has been a challenge for the entity, especially during the hurricane season. Christina John has this report.
Grenada is following in the steps of other islands that have already adopted different ways of reaching the public with information regarding weather conditions. Colorimetrics will be the new formula used by the Met Office when disseminating information. Hubert White, manager of meteorology, explains that this year they are looking at impact forecast, which means not what the weather would be, but rather what the weather would do. The aim is to reach the public in a timely manner with a message that must be clearly understood. This, he says, is mandated by the World Meteorological Organization.
In other words, we are not just going to tell you that it's going to rain. What we should be able to tell you is rain to an extent that River Road will flood, maybe Tantin will flood, Mont Rouge will flood. So this calls for a lot of information gathering. We have been mapping historical events and linking them to a number of rainfall. And so
White explains what people should look for if they have not quite understood the weather forecast.
So what we are using this year, most islands already roll off that, but we're trying to roll it off this year, is a color matrix. So for example, if we tell you that there will be flood and it's minor, then that will be a green alert. A green alert, you don't really take any action, but listen for further information. Then if it's heightened a bit, you go to the yellow alert. And then you still continue to listen. But when it starts reaching orange, you have to start taking action. If you are in a flood-prone area, you should be observing your surroundings carefully and taking the necessary action to seek higher ground. And the highest of the matrix is red. So when Met Office issue a red alert, that means that's the highest and you have to take all necessary action and precaution. So then even though somebody doesn't understand the forecast, but these colors alone will help you.
Meanwhile, Public Relations Officer at the National Disaster Management Agency, Oslin Cosby, is pleased to report that inspection of hurricane shelters have been completed, and the agency is now at the stage of compiling reports to be submitted to Cabinet for approval. The new list of shelters will be released in short order, which would take into consideration COVID-19 protocols. Presently, they are working with the 2019 list of 117 approved shelters. In the meantime, a high concentration of Sahara dust is in the atmosphere, and people with respiratory issues are being warned to take precaution.
The Saharan dust, we know that it threatens lives, and it is important that as individuals, we always remind you that you take responsibility for your safety. You know, we have the young ones at home now, and you may just need to stock up on their pumps or nebulizers. Maybe you need a new one. There's so much that can happen. And of course, we also need to be cognizant of the time in which we live. This is not normal times.
Cosby says this occurrence is not unusual. Christina John, GBN News.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Now for electrical safety. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their finance and giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and programs, including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
At Dutch Lady, we give you delicious and nutritious milk. We make sure our milk is filled with essential nutrients, calcium, vitamins, and protein. Dutch Lady gives everyone in the family a strong start to the day. Keep your family healthy and happy. Dutch Lady, building strong families since 1871.
Distributed by Hubbard's Agencies, Kirani James Boulevard, St. George's.
Our superheroes are all among us. They don't wear capes nor have superpowers. In fact, they appear to be quite ordinary. They are the ones who provide us with food. They are our farmers, our grocery store workers, our vendors. They are our fishermen. They are the ones who heal us, our doctors and medical practitioners. They are the ones who protect us, our police officers. They are all the other essential workers who make this period bearable. And how can we forget our teachers, dedicated to educating our children no matter the circumstance? To everyone who is doing their part to make sure the wheel keeps turning, Ariza says, thank you.
The Esplanade Mall, something for everyone. Go on a shopping spree today and experience some magic.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
The girls
And I'm me and the church happy. And I don't give
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. 19 and a half minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Those of you who need to be getting on the road, listen, work has resumed for most of us. So y'all should be heading out the door if you need to get there for 8, whatever time you're going for. Hopefully you're getting ready or getting ready to leave, yeah? All right, let's do this. This morning we're calling this segment Sound Off or Speak Your Mind. It's topic of the day, but I want to hear your thoughts. Right, so here's what's going on. Effective next Wednesday, July 1st, 2020, it is announced that the Morris Bishop International Airport will reopen for regional and international visitors. So, speak your mind this respectfully. Hold on, let me repeat. Respectfully speak your mind. What are you saying? Yes or no to the reopening of the international airport? Yes or no to the curfew? Grenada is currently at 0 confirmed cases, 0 medically or lab tested cases, confirmed cases as of last week, Wednesday, as announced by Minister of Health Nicholas Steele. Grenada is at 0 cases. Yes or no to opening of the airport? Yes or no to the curfew, which is in place from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.? Yes or no to wearing masks in public? Speak your mind this morning. Respectfully speak your mind this morning. Any disrespect and you're getting cut off, bloops, I call in the phone company and have them block you from calling me as well too. Yeah, we ain't mixing matters this morning. Let's go. 435-2041. That's the landline number to call and speak your mind. You can also speak your mind via the WhatsApp. It's also 435-2041. That's a landline number, but please only written messages on the landline. No voice or video calls, no voice notes, no links, no pictures, no videos, no nothing. Only written messages on the WhatsApp, please. And you can speak your mind on the platform. You can also speak your mind on the GBN Television Facebook page and the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. That's the platforms we have made available for each and every one of our viewers and listeners to speak their mind. Let your views be heard this morning. It's Respectfully Speak. Hold on, that's the new name for it. Speak your mind. Let's go. First phone call. Yes or no to the masks? Yes or no to the curfew? Yes or no to the reopening of the international airport? Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom.
How you do?
I'm all right.
How was the weekend?
Good, and yours?
It was good. It was good.
Well, Blossom, we cannot stay closed forever, you know. We must open, but we have to tread with caution. But we must open. We cannot stay closed. My thing is yes.
Yes to the reopening. What about the curfew?
The curfew, well, the curfew could stay how it is.
And wearing mask in public?
Yeah, we have to be careful to be good wearing mask.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
What the government say.
Agreed.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Respectfully speak your mind. The operative word here is respectfully. Let's go. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
All right. What are your thoughts? Yes or no to the airport masks and curfew?
No to the airport opening. The curfew could go on because if they open, the airport open, tell we Grenadians, brace yourself for our coming. Because when that port open, that is when the virus go cover us. So we got to brace yourself. We ain't ready for it to open yet.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yes or no to the masks? Yes or no to the curfew? Yes or no to the reopening of the international airport? Where are my WhatsAppers? YouTube, Facebook. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
How you do?
I'm all right.
How was your Father's Day?
Very good.
Nice. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the airport should be open. We have to get in business, so the airport has to be open. And the curfew should be lifted. Perhaps not totally, but if you open the airport, then you must have the curfew lifted to some extent, because you have to have flights coming in at different times.
Okay.
I think it's possible.
And what about wearing masks in public?
Well, this year is a compulsory, so we have to wait. I don't like wearing it, but I have to wait.
Okay. Thank you so much.
We have to stick with it all.
Agreed. Thank you.
Good.
That's right. Yes or no to the masks? Yes or no to the curfew? Yes or no to the reopening of the international airport? Let me check YouTube. No comments yet. Let me check Facebook, no comments yet. Let me check WhatsApp. The comments kicking pin are coming just now. WhatsApp. Good morning.
Morning, Blossom.
How you do?
Weekend?
It was good. How was yours?
Well, not too bad. It was blessed. Thank God.
Amen.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, they must open the airport, Blossom. We can't keep it closed all it is our life. And we have to know how to deal with the situation. Yeah? We need money in the country. We need to open it up. I agree that we wear mask in public, right? If you have an asthma problem, there is time you have to release the damn thing. And the curfew, I believe they could release curfew all they want. But they must open the airport. What they want us to do in Grenada? We're depending on that.
Okay.
We have to be careful.
Amen.
Okay?
Thank you so
Have a
much.
blessed day.
You too. Thank you very much. Your thoughts are sounding off. Respectfully speak your mind. That's the name of the segment. I feel like I need to keep repeating the respectfully part because some of us could get cantankerous on the people radio. Good morning.
Good morning, Malasam. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
All right.
I say no to the airport for now because we have to understand the first case that we had on this island is through the airport. And we're listening to the news now and hearing things breaking out again, so at least we should wait a little while. And the mask, if we don't have no cases on the island, I feel the mask should release and the curfew could remain as it is now. Have a blessed day.
Thanks, you too.
Love you.
Love. Thank you so much. Your thoughts, yes or no, masks, curfew, and reopening of the airport. WhatsApp, I'll be right with you. Let me just take this phone call. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
What are your thoughts?
I have mixed feelings, though, about reopening of the airport. I mean, and I understand that we can't remain closed forever, but maybe we should have started off with regional travel first before we go to international. For the mask, I don't particularly like wearing the mask, but they say we have to do it. Maybe we should just have to do it when you go into a business place or if you're standing in a line somewhere. But, you know, I see people walking by themselves, they having a mask. People in vehicle by themselves, they have a mask. And I'm not quite sure, you know, if that's quite necessary. In terms of the curfew, I think it could be rolled back somewhat, maybe till 12. I think it's a little, and we don't have any cases, as the minister said. So maybe the curfew should be lifted or rolled back to maybe about 12 p.m.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you very much, caller. WhatsApp, I promised I'll be with you after the call, so let's take a few. No to the opening of the airport, yes to the curfew, yes to wearing of masks. Yes to curfew and mask, no to the opening of the airport. Curfew, yes. Opening, maybe too early. Masks, yes. Wear your mask, continue the curfew, open the airport, but be very cautious. Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
Morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine.
How was your Father's Day?
Not too bad, it was good.
All right, what are your thoughts? Sound off.
Airport closed, mask, curfew.
Yes to the mask and yes to the curfew?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's see WhatsApp. Yes to reopening of the airport. I had liked the 7 p.m. to 5 p.m., but okay with the present. Yes with the masks, no with the airport. Somebody else on WhatsApp says the airport can be reopened, but lift the restrictions until then. WhatsApper says keep the curfew, but I think we should allow the advice of what the Prime Minister of Trinidad, Keith Rowley, says to their citizens about opening ports. And mask is a must, and the virus and dust that affect the entire region now. Yeah, but that does go through on somebody soon. Hope is not me, Lord. No to the airport opening, yes for the others. Airport opening will cause more COVID-19 cases to come in. Somebody else, somebody on WhatsApp. Yes to everything. So open the airport, yes to the mask, and yes to the curfew. Yes to mask in public. I honestly does feel like I can't breathe, but it is what it is. Yes to opening the airport, and yes, lift the curfew. Yes to everything. Let me go back by the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am good.
All right. What are your thoughts? Yes or no to mask, curfew, and reopening of the airport?
Yes to the mask. To the curfew. It could be eased a little more again. I think we don't just need to just go back down to normal. We could ease it until we know we're sure. But for the airport, we're making the same mistake we made at the beginning. We keep looking at the Western countries and not the Eastern countries to make a decision. China reopened their airports. Now they're having countries that have more cases. What we need to do is look at the entire population of this planet and figure out when is the best time. I agree, the Trinidadian Prime Minister, let's take it slowly. We just got to 0, so let's take it slowly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, caller. WhatsApper says, yes to the airport, which is inevitable. No to the curfew for now. Yes to the masks for the next surge of COVID. People should be made to free up until 1st of July to socialize. So in other words, give us a little mix-up no for a week. Today's Monday, right? So for about a week and 2 days, let me free up. And then on July 1st, lock it down again. Okay. Yeah, I could do that like a juvie. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
All right. What are your thoughts?
Yes to the mask. Yes to the curfew. But we have to be careful with the opening up of the airport with them Chinese for them not to come in.
Okay.
Don't let the Chinese come in.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I think this is probably the point where I note that the virus is not only in China. Why are we still focused on the People's Republic? I mean, right now the US is in front by a lot. By a lot, as according to them little children. Right now, that's where we should be afraid of, the US and the UK. Not so much China. Yes, China is seeing a second wave, but not so much China. So why are we still pressing on that? All right, let me go again. Good morning.
Morning, dear.
How you do?
Well, I did fighting.
Keep fighting, brother. What are your thoughts?
Well, the opening of the airport, I find it shouldn't be internationally. The regional travel. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the curfew, it could remain how it is. The mask, yes. Okay. But the whole thing about the curfew, since the curfew in place, I see men hunting all 12 and 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know, like the curfew is not for hunters.
Fair enough. I know what I mean, because I see some behind my house looking for iguana, and not nightly, but regularly. So I understand what you're saying. Maybe out there in the bush, the police can't see them.
No, but it's a curfew. You're supposed to be inside.
Fair enough. Understood.
You know?
Understood.
So you bless and you have a nice day.
Thanks. You too. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay.
The hunter's probably taking a chance, figuring they're not on the main road, so let me thief a chance. But 99 days for the thief, 1 day for the watchman. 99 days for the watchman? No. 99 days for the thief, yeah. The thief. Let me read a YouTube contribution. We must be mindful of supposed imported cases should the airport be reopened. Therefore, masks should be worn, curfew be revised, and COVID protocol must be observed. Facebook says we will be getting mixed reviews because most supporters will be in favor of the government decision anyway. Even though we have to pay the penalty, the curfew should be kept. Also, masks are too risky. No to opening the airport. We might be saying yes to something we cannot handle now, all because we didn't have any deaths. But remember, we're not out of the woods yet. Back to the phone line. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom. Thanks for having me on the line.
How you do?
Well, are resisting. The other caller say he's fighting, but with me are fight. Well, both of them. Sorry, I think both of them are fighting and are resisting. But anyway, it's a very nice topic. But I will start with the curfew and the mask first. The curfew for certain people, right? But not for everybody, because why? It's not for fishermen. We are in the hurricane season. And if a fisherman making a livelihood, how he mining himself and mining everybody else, I could say, and his boat is on the sea water, right? And he have to move it, police can stop him. And if the police stop him, the police go wrong. They do that in picking matchmaking. A man going and pump his boat, and they stop the man and the man boat go and sink. But I get no report on that yet. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So, and let us go with the mask now. Wearing a mask make no sense, because why? The oxygen you breathe out, right? You breathe in the same carbon dioxide, and that is poison, and that's what killing you, right? It's like you motorcar now. The smoke you, the carburetor, that you call that carbon monoxide, and that is poison. So let us go to the airport now. With the airport now, when they open the airport, they have to open it in a safe way, right? When I say a safe way, is that, their aeroplane was grounded for 3 months. Pilot grounded, everybody out of practice and everything. Why they not say, let them pilot go back and take practice and so on, Why they not say, let us check them engine, to make sure them engine working safe, because make sure if it's me, I'm not coming when they open the airport in Point Salin on 1st of July, because why? If them pilot out of practice and they make a mistake, is a crash. So then, you take it over.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. If the pilot's out of practice, maybe it's like riding a bike. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's like riding a bike. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Pido. Oh, great. That was funny. All right. Let's see. One more call. Read 2 WhatsApp, and then we're going to take a break. What are your thoughts? Yes or no to the mask? Yes or no to the curfew? Yes or no to reopening MBIA? Good morning.
Good morning to you.
How you do?
Not too bad. How are you today?
I'm good.
You have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
You are so lively, and you make everybody lively.
Oh, thank you.
Blessed.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you something. I don't have a problem with any one of them, because I could cope with it. But listen to this. One of the experts said, if we don't pay attention to the economy, more people is going to die from lack of paying attention to the economy than the corona. And I concur with that. You see, we could say all the things we want. If we don't pay attention to getting the economy going, putting it to commerce, let me tell you something. Everybody's going to sit home. So that have to be the focus. We could say airport, we could say airplane, but I'll tell you something. We have to focus on what do we do so that the economy could take us through after. That is the focus. If we fail to focus on that and do all other things, when this is all over, we still have no economy to survive. So we have to pay attention to the economy, very serious attention to the what do we do to get the economy going right now, so that when this thing is over, we have something to go by. That's my concern. I've seen a lot of danger failing to pay attention to the economy right now. I see a lot of trouble when this thing, or if this thing is all over. Have a great day.
Thank you very much for your contribution, caller. All right, let me read 1 or 2 WhatsApp, and then we're going to take a break and come back inside. We're sounding off this respectfully speaking our minds. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I say yes to opening of the airport and the wearing of masks, and the curfew could remain as it is. Somebody else on WhatsApp, bless up Miss Cammy. I am Sneffers from Union Island. Good morning, Sneffers from Union Island. Miss Cammy, somebody say big up your whole self. Reopen the airport. Grenadians keep asking the government for more financial support. Yes to curfew and masks. Somebody else says maybe the airport should be open. The mask should be worn, seeing that people will be coming in. The curfew should be lifted, seeing that late flights would be coming in. Then the airline should adjust their flight schedules accordingly. I find if you land after 9, you go back with your passengers because right now curfew on. Well, you're fine. No to reopening of the airport. Let's wait about another month. Curfew is a joke. My neighbor have a little rum shop. Every night his people for so. All 11 and 12 in the night. Yes to masks. Have you called the popo on your neighbor? Don't just watch things and shake your heads and say that shouldn't be happening. Call the police. 911, easy to dial. We just be wasting time sometimes. And then if something happened now, you say, yes, I didn't know the shop they open. Call the popo on the neighbor. All right, 20 minutes to 8. We're going to take a break and then I'm going to come back to more landline. I have one comment on the YouTube, 2 comments on the YouTube, so I'm going to get to those after the break. Stick and stay. This morning we're speaking our minds. Yes or no to the curfew, masks, and the reopening of MBIA. When we come back, we'll hear more from members of the public. Stick and stay. We'll be back.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
COVID-19 spreads from person to person through the droplets that are produced when someone coughs or sneezes, which makes it easy to spread between people in close contact. Now let's get prepared to stay healthy.
To reduce your chance of catching or spreading COVID-19, practice these simple everyday preventative measures. Droplets can also land on surfaces, so ensure that you wash your hands frequently for a minimum of 20 seconds or sing the happy birthday song twice. Avoid touching your face, especially your eyes, nose, and mouth. If soap and water are not readily available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with an alcohol content between 60 and 90%. 70% is ideal.
When you cough or sneeze, cover your nose and mouth with a flexed elbow or a tissue. Dispose of the tissue immediately and then wash your hands. If you notice someone has a fever and cough or other symptoms of respiratory illness, avoid close contact when possible. Let's all do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. Our health is our collective responsibility.
You know, one day I woke up and, you know, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. You know, nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You know you're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop, that is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Going beyond the ordinary. Examining the stories beyond what meets the eyes. GBN gets to the meat of the matter. Join us on GBN Television, Classic Radio, gbn.gd, or on Facebook via your smartphones and other devices. We take you beyond the headlines every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. We are GBN, rated number 1.
And I'm singing it no, I'm not giving it no.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. 15 minutes to 8. This morning we're speaking our minds. What are your thoughts? Yes or no to the mass curfew or reopening of the MBIA? Respectfully speaking our minds. Back to the phone line. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you do?
Good.
How was the weekend?
Weekend fairly all right.
All right. What are your thoughts?
I know I've seen you. The week continues to be better.
You had chat.
No.
What are your thoughts?
I want to give in my opinion. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the airport could be opened, but we have to adhere to a lot of the rules. Now, most young people like you and others, because I see you not wearing mask now. I don't know if you have it somewhere in the high hidden. Anyhow, I find too many young people are walking without masks. In fact, maybe you all are using too much big word, so some of them cannot understand, because I hear you battling a what? Asymptomatic. Okay. And they do not know what they mean by that. But maybe if you tell them you could have the germ and you do not know, so you call that, as you would say, healthy carrier. So people are saying to open the airport and don't wear mask. If you're a healthy carrier, you may never know. And in fact, a lot of people are saying there is no virus in Grenada. Did we carry out research on everybody? No, there could be. I didn't say there is or there are. There could be viruses, and we do not tap or come upon it yet. So that is the reason why I want them to wear the mask. In fact, a few minutes back, don't say a pouncing on you. You said that call the police. I have seen some of the policemen talking to people who do not have masks. And there is a law, which law is to be obeyed in the country, which says that you should always have mask when you're in public. I do not understand what you mean by public. Maybe after I finish here, you could explain to the public what you mean by public. And I find it so strange that the laws are there. I want the government to get more $500 so that they could be able to do more testing, have more money to help the people, the poor and vulnerable, when they get the $500. So the more $500 we get, the richer the country becomes. Instead of we getting more people with these viruses, and we don't even have money to take care of them. So these things are serious, and I feel that there is time that we should go about it as loudspeaker in the different community, explain the seriousness of this virus. In fact, many of us have to hunt now, because you do not hunt only for manico and tattoo and iguana. They might be hunting for food too. So these are serious times, so they have to obey the laws of the land.
Okay.
And this is what I cannot understand. Educate the people. That is why I am always saying educate. Educate, as I always said, is not totally unknown about Pythagoras theorem and this and that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Let me go back to YouTube. The mask, the curfew, I agree the airport is a no-no. Remember the hot zones. Look at other countries reopen and expect cases. Somebody else on YouTube says the conspiracy theories continue. This is all part of the pandemic. Masking, yes, the person wrote pandemic. Masking, social distancing are aimed at instilling fear, anxiety, and depression. This is about the new world order. The devil's advocates will do anything to promote depopulation, so they are continuing to buy time until their deadly vaccine is ready. Okay. Somebody on Facebook says, I think we are making a financial decision and not a health one, because we're seeing the government's desperation for revenue will reach its citizens' lives knowing that there's a virus which is deadly. We may not have any cases now, but let's not let down our guards. Plus, wear your mask and put the curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. The country has to open up eventually, and regardless of how you see it, the country cannot stand by itself. Me and my father had a good day yesterday. Opened the airport only for imports. Yes, with the curfew. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, yes to curfew, no to airport, yes to mask. Tourists will not spend much money as before. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom.
How you doing, Ms. Germain?
Well, I think I'm doing okay, yeah?
All right.
But I'm very, very sad.
Why?
Blossom, this nation, God has been speaking to this nation for years, and nobody paying heed. We do not know if some of the people who are leaders have gone in hibernation, if they are in a coma or whatever. But God is speaking to this nation. So many different people are having visions of what God is saying to Grenada, and it seems that nobody is paying heed. There's I don't know, I heard another newscast on another radio station about some Baptist people that they say God gave a word that Grenada need to repent. That's not new. God has been saying that for years. But now he's focusing on the church. Somebody sent me a voice tape from somebody from Guyana, a young lady from Guyana, who says in the 13th of April she had this vision concerning Grenada, and God is calling the church to repent. Not the nation, no. Not the unsaved people who we criticize and condemn every day. The people who profess to be godly, who know God and who have God in their heart. He said these people, we need to repent. He said we need to pray and fast. According to the lady said, she didn't even know how many parishes Grenada have. She lived out the district of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. She didn't call the name. She said she saw on the Google that this Grenada have 6 parishes, and they should pray and fast alphabetically. The first is St. Andrews and St. David's and George and St. John's and Mark, whatever. Nobody paying heed to what God is saying. Nobody who have the authority to call a fast, to speak to this spiritual life of this nation is taking heed, because they feel they know God. They don't know which God they're serving. A lot of them just calling God's name, but they're so far from God. But I just want Grenadians to know that God is not going to destroy us without a warning, and we have had many warnings. When I got this tape and I listened to it, the tears was, if you want to come, but you don't want to come, I was feeling so broken for this nation, because we call ourselves a Christian nation. You listen to the people this morning, how much of them talk about seeking the face of God to know what to do with this land? Oh, don't open the airport, because they're living under fear, because they're living without God. Okay. When you live with God, you don't have fear. When you live with God, God will direct your path. Grenada need to turn to God. The churches need to call that prayer and fasting and let God's will be done. Otherwise, there will be no Grenada. Because the earthquake the woman talk about, we start hearing about the volcano, rather. We start hearing about Jenny already. And so they better be careful, because God is going to take up his word, what he says. If we don't do what we're supposed to do, God will do what he has to do.
Okay.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jeremiah. All right, let me get to some WhatsAppers. Somebody said, no to the masks, yes for curfew, no to the airport. I will say the government should have opened the airport to regional travel, no to international. Curfew could remain or extend to 10 p.m. with the RGPF enforcing the curfew. Wearing of masks is to protect all of us because even if there's no case, we don't know who has it. Somebody else on WhatsApp says the airports should not open. If the airport could open, we should have carnival. Oh, what? Yes to mask, yes to lifting the curfew. If the airport open, Grenada not ready for the second wave. Yes to the opening of the airport. We have to understand that it serves as a way for the country to make money, and it have American citizens that are stranded in Grenada and Grenadian citizens that are stranded in other countries and need to come home. The government has guidelines in place to ensure our safety if the airport reopens. There are also repatriation flights going both ways. Somebody else on WhatsApp says no to the reopening of the airport, at least not right now. We have to look at countries that have second waves of the virus. Yes, with a mask, the curfew is okay. Good morning, my back broad. I wish the curfew could stay forever. I love it. I ain't gonna lie, I love it too. I love it too. Yes to the mask, yes to the curfew, and no to the airport. We have to be mindful that not only China has a second wave of COVID, this will not pass anytime soon. Masks should be worn when entering business places. Continue with the curfew and open the airport only for regional first. International can wait for later. Wearing of masks is not allowed. Yes, the mask could stay. Yes for the mask. Yes for import or airport. I hope it's airport. Yes to the mask. Hold on, wait. No curfew, only. Yes to the mask and airport until we overcome. Why no curfew? Let them stay home. Grenadians, why? We night owls, you know. As soon as curfew lifted, you'll see them. Lap and cut on the street. Let me see. Yes to the airport, yes to the mask, but curfew, no. No to the lifting of the curfew. My husband home early and all night. Well, your husband stray away. Oh gosh, lots of much about. Agree with the mask wearing, agreed with the curfew, but the airport is a no-no. Somebody says, Blossom, I support the last caller. Let me see. That was 17 minutes ago. I wonder who was that call about? Can't remember who that caller was, no? Condolences to the family of my nursing tutor. Rest in peace. Blossom the Yachts, I'm concerned. Hope they are being monitored. Yes, they are being monitored. Almost time for BBC. The failure to close the airport when everything was telling us to close. Now we are making the same mistake again. What about regional collaboration in respect to the opening of the airports? What will be our response when it comes here again? The objective seems to be money over safety. Trinidad is our main traveling route. The curfew is 12 p.m. The mask adjusted. Alrighty, let me go back. Hold on. Let me go by YouTube. Let me go on Facebook. Alright. Facebook says it's not about money, it's about people's mental. People need to change the way they look at life, put some more values to their lives and country. Somebody else says positive vibes, drop the negative and fight down someone they are seeing making progress. Put your input to make your values better for the country and you as an individual. 2 more comments on the WhatsApp. No to the airport opening, yes to the mask. The curfew should be lifted. The PM should leave the airport closed, and let's have we carnival, and after they can go ahead with the opening up. And the final comment that I'd read this morning, yes to opening of the airport, yes to wearing the mask. Okay, one more. I hope they get tested before they get on the flight and when they land. Time for one more. Lift the curfew, keep the airport closed, use the mask in buildings and in the heart of towns, but not in your communities or while exercising. Morning, Eunice. All right, thank you guys so much for participating in this morning's respectfully speaking your mind. We'll try to do this on a regular. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a productive day. Let's join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast. If you're heading out, please wear your masks, COVID and Sahara dust. Have yourselves a productive Monday. Bye, everybody. Wait, hold on, Timmy. Hold on, Timmy. You know I had to go back by my song. That is it. Bye.
Woke up this morning, brush my teeth, sip a hot cup of coffee. Life so sweet. Haters darkened. I pretend I don't see. I'm in a good place right now. Nobody can take it from me.